as fair warning, I am going to record this evening's session for posterity and for people who log on late or come to realize late, oh man, I needed to go to that popcorn kickoff. I've done this twice, so I'm well warmed up, and this ought to be a good training session. Welcome to everybody for coming tonight to learn about the popcorn sale for this year. I got to tell you, in all the years I've been doing popcorn, this is probably going to be the most exciting. It's going to see the most change in the way we've sold popcorn in 25 years. So hang on to your hats, and here we go. Tonight's agenda, we're going to talk about this year's plan, what to expect, what you can plan on. We're going to go over some COVID-19 guidelines, some safety tips you could put into play, our general timeline, and some tips for success for you and your unit.
Bill, question before you go any further. Are you going to
Sir.
be able to provide a set of the slides to us?
Larry, I've already got all of these slides posted on the council website.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure. So as a real quick reminder, why do we sell popcorn? We sell popcorn to fund our scouting program. It takes money to make the program go round, and popcorn is a very efficient way to do it. Additionally, Scouts develop character by selling popcorn. They learn salesmanship skills. They talk to people. They interact with the public, and the public sees Scouts in uniform in their community. It's really good for our public visibility. This year, we are encouraging everybody to use the online direct sales method. Online direct is simply a method of selling popcorn where the popcorn gets mailed to the customer directly. That is done either by Scouts completely online, sending out email or posting their code in social media, or it could be a face-to-face encounter where the customer just says, you know what, I'd like to do this the safe way. I'll buy it, and why don't you just send it to me at my house? We are also doing take order sales. Whereby you take orders for popcorn, you come back later to deliver it. We're doing wagon sales, which is kind of going door to door and selling in person what you've got. And finally, we're doing storefront sales. The old-fashioned sit out in front of the grocery store. Oop, this way. This year, Trails End has put a lot of effort into making the technology work better for us. Trails End has updated their app on the smartphone. They have updated all of the leader portal features so it's easier to use. They have updated the online direct sales component, and they have updated the rewards prizes. And I'll get into that more later. All of this has been done. It was done months ago before this COVID stuff happened, and it's really going to come into play this year and help make our lives easier. So as we move forward in the COVID-19 world, here are some websites I'm going to post for you guys. This presentation is going to be posted. It is posted on the council website, so you can look at these slides, and the hyperlinks exist where you can do research on your own as to what each county's health order is and what some protocols are depending on your county, what county you're in. For those of you who are joining us late, welcome. Let me encourage you to go ahead and use the chat feature in this Zoom to type in your first name, last name, and what unit you're representing. It's my way of taking attendance tonight. One more thing up here. So last week, I called the state of California and talked to somebody asking, hey, is it legal for scouts to sell popcorn? I got lucky enough that I talked to a woman who used to be a Girl Scout leader who was very familiar with selling cookies out in front of the store. And she flipped through her big book of regulations and she said, yeah, as far as I can tell, under stage 2 rules, selling popcorn is permissible, but keep in mind that counties can be more restrictive. So whereas the state would allow it, the county may not, which is kind of why this year's popcorn sale may be a moving target. We do know that selling popcorn online is always permissible. And the online sales of popcorn are going to be the single safest way for you to sell popcorn this year. I got lots of people showing up late. So show and sell is permissible under stage 2. Like I said, each county may be more restrictive. If your unit moves forward to do sales out in front of the store, some of the things we have thought of at this point are, let's make that shift at the store be a single family, a parent and a scout. Stay outside, practice social distancing, wear masks and gloves, use hand sanitizer often and make it available. Use the app, use the credit card readers we all got last year. And one thing I saw online today on the Trails In Facebook app is somebody had made a door hanger, a single sheet of paper with the Scouts picture and an explanation of what they're trying to do in raising money. And then it had the Scouts QR code on there. So somebody, whether they bought popcorn there or not, they could go home with a QR code and a link and buy popcorn later. That scout then could also, as a door hanger, could canvass the neighborhood and just hang those amongst all the neighbors. So like I said, last year, Trails In got into the taking plastic and credit card business. And we're asking this year that everybody dig out those credit card swipers. You may want to consider getting a Bluetooth credit card reader. They're like $35 on Amazon. Credit card sales, debit card sales are going to be the best for Scouts this year for all of us. Trails In is offering additional incentive in the rewards program for credit and debit card sales. And I'll get into more of that later. But the important thing for us to know is it's the safest option, and customers who use plastic will tend to spend 27% more than versus if they have cash.
Question, Bill?
I'm Steve.
Go
Go ahead, Larry.
My apologies. Do the square readers that we got last year take a tap card, or is it strictly a
The readers you got last year are a magnetic stripe, so you have to swipe them.
or a swipe?
Yeah. As a council, we're looking into buying some of the Bluetooth tap cards so you can take payment at a distance. When I looked into it yesterday, they're 35 bucks each, and seems like it would be well worth the money for a unit to just buy one or two and pass them around. So this year with the Trails End app, as a reminder, the credit card processing is all free. It's being paid by Trails End. When Scouts use the app, there's real-time tracking and reporting of the sales, and families can turn cash payments into a credit card payment. The system calculates Scout sales for easy Trails End rewards, and you can do online direct orders from the app. It's good stuff. Similarly, Trails End updated the leader portal with more on-screen guides to help leaders understand what they're trying to do online. There's a consolidated Scout table view to quickly manage orders and inventory and storefront shifts. And you have the ability to convert orders between wagon sales and storefront sales. One of the things that Trails End told us is, even with all this nifty stuff they've put in, if it doesn't work for you, don't get hung up over making it work. Use as much or as little of the leader portal as you want. So write this down for your families. If they don't have the app downloaded already, you can text the word app to 62771 and your families will receive a link to download the app. You as the unit colonel will still have to log into the leader portal and invite them to join, but it'll be easier. So with the online direct sale, the preferred method we are encouraging this year, there's two ways it works. The bottom line with either method is the product gets shipped from Trails End to the customer. So one way is the Scouts share their page with either the app, or they can do it online with a desktop model, or they can just get a code and send out emails. Customers then follow the link and they place their orders online. You can also use the app in a smartphone to allow customers to place orders that get delivered to them at a later time if you're face-to-face. With Trails End this year, their reward system is based on the amount of dollars sold. So with online direct, you get 2 points for every online dollar sold, which is really beneficial for the Scouts. We talked about the leader portal, and it is the single best place, easiest way to manage your sale this year. So this year, for storefront sales, for wagon sales going through the neighborhood, our product lineup has been reduced from 11 items down to 7. And there are some big changes. You'll notice that there is no more microwave popcorn, and there's no chocolate here. Unbelievable butter has gone from a microwave box to a bag of pre-popped at 15 bucks. The popping corn has gone from a bag that splits open easy to a plastic jar. I am looking forward to that, because sometimes those things split open and made a mess. For online direct sales, there's 2 slides here of products that are guaranteed to be sold. And here you're going to see all of the chocolate stuff that we love so much. There's even dark chocolate. Everything that we have face-to-face is in online direct, plus some more. And these are the guaranteed items. Trails End tells me that they're going to be running other things through online direct inventory as samples to see what's popular and what people like. So this year with online direct, customers pay $7.99 shipping for the first item and 99 cents after that. If you look at the price of the items, last year these same items were priced about $10 higher because shipping was free. Customers paid the shipping as part of the price. This year the shipping is extra, but shipping is, your out the door price is cheaper, particularly when you buy more than one item. Another big change this year is a name change. Last year we had the previous couple of years we've had the military program, which is where we collected and we donated all of the cash donations and we gave it to military. This year, Trails End and the council are going with the American Heroes donation program. So we can honor all of those local hometown heroes, the policemen and the nurses and the doctors and the firemen that really make our community go round. So that's what the American Heroes program is, if you see that. Some of the key dates.
Steve, excuse me, Steve. Do you mind me asking questions on the way?
I don't mind, but
Okay.
if everybody asks, then we're going to be here all night.
Real quick, does that include or exclude the military now?
So yes, we will still do donations to the military, but the Hometown Heroes program includes the military, and it includes all those other civilian agencies that make our community work. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this year, here are our key dates. This year with the product you pick up and have in hand, we're going to do more of a on-demand system where we are going to have much less product in hand, and we are not going to have distribution every Thursday. This year, we'll order for you exactly what you want, and we will have just a little more on hand, but really we're going to only stock the sum total of what units order. So by August 21st, please place an order for whatever product you want to sell locally. It will be available for distribution on September 10th. And then after a week of selling, you can gauge how successful you are, and you can place a second order online to pick up September 24th. And after a couple of weeks of selling, we'd like for you to settle up with what you've got out so far. We're going to have one return day of October 19th, where you can return up to 10%. And then for those units that are feeling really successful or have late take orders, we will have a final order due. You put your order in online on October 23rd for a distribution on November 5th. And then we'll do a final payment, and we'll have the campaign all closed out on November 20th. I see that there are some questions in the chat section, and I'll get to those at the end. Once again, I will ask that people who joined us late, please use the chat feature to type in your name and your unit number, so I make sure that I give you credit for your attendance tonight. So for commission, people always care about the commission. Online direct has got a flat commission of 30%. If you order product and you have it in hand to sell, your commission varies. There's a base of 23%. If you attend this kickoff tonight, yay! You do a Trails End webinar online, and you use the unit commitment tracker, and you have committed by August 7th, you'll get another 3 points. And then if you have average sales of $200 a scout, which actually is pretty easy, that's another 4 points. And right there, you're back up to 30. If your unit hustles a little more and you've got average sales of $400 a scout, now you're at 31. And you can see how the rest of the chart works. So just to be clear, there's 2 types of commissions out there. And I've suckered you in to this training to get 3 points commission. Trails End kind of changing the game on us last minute. They set the online direct flat, and then the variable commission counts for all the product you have in hand here to have full transparency. Let's talk about the rewards for your scouts that sell. So as I said, Trails End is going to a point system. Points are based on sales. In cash sales, every dollar sold counts as 1 point. If you do credit or debit sales out in front of a store, whether it's wagon sales or storefront sales, you get 1.5 points for every dollar sold. And for online sales, you get 2 points for every dollar sold. As you see in this image, there are samples of prizes of what scouts can earn. Keep in mind, those are just samples. What scouts will end up earning is an Amazon gift card or a gift code like last year. That was incredibly successful and the scouts loved it. So much so that this year Trails End has spread out the number of levels that you can qualify for. So it's easier to move up to the next level with all of your points. For our top sellers this year, not knowing what the world is going to look like in December, we're still going to offer prizes and movie. But what we're going to do is for every scout over $1,500, we're going to send you a gift certificate for 2 movie tickets. And for every $1,500 in sales, we'll send you a $25 Amazon gift card on top of the other gift cards you've already gotten. That way the scout can go see a movie with their family whenever they want, and they don't have to join me Sunday morning. You can go to a time that's more leisurely to you. Right now, our warehouses have not been nailed down. We will have one in Greater San Jose. And down south, I'm told we have a guaranteed reserve space in Castroville, but I'm just not told exactly which space it is. So Jake, it'll probably be in that same spot there in Castroville by Linda Greer's office. As it turns out, the procedure we'd had in the past for loading vehicles for popcorn pickup is already COVID friendly, because you stay in your car and we load it for you, and then you pick up your pen and you sign the paper and you drive off. As I said before, we have one return date this year of October 19th. This year, because of COVID, we're only going to take back full unopened cases. We want to reduce the number of hands that have touched the products, and we're going to limit returns to 10% of what you've taken out. We have started a SVMBC Facebook popcorn group, so you can get on and you can share with other units tips and tricks and ideas on what works. You can also poke around and see if anybody's got extra or if they're interested in taking your extra. We would ask, if there are unit-to-unit transfers, that you quarantine the product for 3 days on each side of transfer. Trails End has built into the Leader portal transferring software for the transferring unit and the receiving unit. These transfer steps will be listed in the leader's guide when I finish it up at the end of this week. All right, I'm going to pull up here and see if we have any more questions out there. I'll take 3 questions.
This is Greg. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Our PAC has not yet selected like who's going to lead our popcorn initiative.
Okay.
So I assume we select that person, then we notify the district, and then they would identify that person, and then they would give them access to the software. Is that the way it works?
Yes. Yeah. We would prefer that they be here now, but we will play catch up and we'll get them up to speed.
Yeah. For now, I guess it could be me until further notice, but okay, thank you.
All right, Greg, you're it for now.
Can you define what sales per scout means?
Yeah, so that would be the total amount of sales that is recorded in the leader portal, and I can see your number 2 with the product you have received on and you have on hand divided by your June 30th membership number.
Is that physical product only to get to the 200, or do the online sales count towards that 200?
It's physical product only. Because we have no idea of the online sales and how that's going. So we can better manage and control the sales when people have it in their hand.
So what percentage do we receive for the online sales then?
Online sales is a flat 30%.
Okay. And that comes straight from Trails End?
Yeah, so the moving money with Trails End, because online sales is all credit card driven, they will deposit into your account or onto your ledger your commission. And then at the end of the sale, if you have entered into the leader portal, the routing number and account number, you can they will deposit the money in the bank for you.
My understanding here overall is that the units are taking a higher risk because of the inability to make returns, and we're also receiving reduced commission.
Well,
so,
yeah, you can easily get as much commission, if not more, with a little more risk. And we are encouraging units to really check out only as much as you think you can really sell.
which means we have to check out very little on the first checkout in order to reduce risk, and then the second checkout is our only other opportunity.
Well, and then if things are going really well, I have a gentleman's agreement with my popcorn rep that I can get more product in 4 days if we need it. Just the dates I publicize are the guaranteed and planned dates. I can get more on 4 days notice if I request it.
Steve, how's the billing for shipping handled?
With Online Direct?
Well, that's the only one that has shipping costs, right?
Yeah, so the customer just pays the shipping as part of their checkout process.
And how much was that again?
It's $8.99 for $7.99 for the first item and 99 cents for every item after that.
And I assume there's no tax on any of this?
I don't think so. But I'm gonna ask that question just to be sure.
And do we have any explanation from Trails End about why the prices were increased so much this year?
Actually, the prices on online sales went down.
No, they didn't.
Uh,
Everybody knows that what used to be a $20 18 pack of Unbelievable Butter is now a $25 plus shipping 12 pack. So you're getting 2/3 of the product for more than the original price by a significant amount. Almost double the price, including shipping.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see where they had any microwave options this year. Maybe I missed it.
Unbelievable copy is only available online.
Right.
All right.
And it is priced at $25. I noticed that.
Yeah, for only 12 packs where they used to come in 18 packs.
Was it only 12?
Yep. And all of the bag sizes are reduced as well. So we're getting less for the money.
Yeah.
Plus the shipping cost.
Correct.
Well, Steve, I've got a question for you. Please correct me if I'm mistaken, but what I understand you to say is that we can check out as much product as we think we can sell, and we should try to sell it all. Any we don't sell can be returned under two conditions. First of all, it's 10% or less of our total checkout. And second of all, if it is still in the unopened case.
Correct.
Okay, so basically if you open a case, you've just bought it, regardless of whether or not you can sell it.
Well, you can also trade it to a neighboring unit.
I don't think I quite understand how that would work. Could you maybe cover that for us, please?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, missed it. So it starts with one unit identifying another unit. Unit A has got more than they need, and unit B needs it. So unit A you go in the leader portal, you go to the popcorn orders tab, you click view next to the order with the inventory to be transferred. Click the transfer inventory button and select the district and the unit that's going to receive it. You put in how much you're going to give them and you click transfer. And the unit B logs in and they go to the transfer tab and they click approve button, and the product gets moved from unit A's balance sheet to unit B's balance sheet. And then they have to work out for themselves the actual physical transfer.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think I understand how that works now. Thank you very much.
Sure.
And that's including a 6-day quarantine of the product.
Yeah, we would prefer it just so we know that everything is safe.
Is there going to be anyone at the council level brokering these deals and identifying who has excess of what so that you can contact the right people?
I would start with the SVMBC popcorn Facebook group page. And secondly, check with your district popcorn kernel, because quite often they're in touch with people and they have, maybe they've heard of somebody that's got extra and somebody else that needs some.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are two resources to check on.
Steve, this is Jake. I was just going to mention that I actually used this last year to transfer quite a bit of product between myself and another pack down in the Monterey Bay area. And we did that. I actually worked with the district popcorn kernel, trying to identify who needed what. And it was actually pretty simple transfer process, and it gives you essentially a transaction history in the app. So it wasn't really a big deal.
Great, great. All right, let's move forward. Next steps. So if you haven't done it already, please go into Trails End and register your commitment to sell in the unit commitment tracker. Trails End has posted many, many webinars for you to view. It helps you understand your job. It helps you understand the software and how things work. One thing we learned last year is those units that had somebody log in and learn, their sales grew by 11% compared to the units that didn't. So it's well worth your time to go in and attend a webinar. The website for that simply is trails-n.com/webinar. Find some folks to help you build your popcorn team. Realizing that popcorn has got many phases, you need to start by having a kickoff and get your scouts excited, get the families excited. You'll need to have somebody manage the sale and set up the storefronts or train scouts and families how to do online sales. And finally, you're going to have somebody manage the popcorn inventory if you've got stuff in hand. You need somebody who's detail-oriented and somebody who's customer-friendly and can walk parents through all of the software, both the smartphone app as well as the Scout portal, because there's a parallel page that Scouts can log into on a laptop or desktop. Move forward to plan your sale. Depending on what the world looks like in September, plan on going door to door, book your storefronts. You can take the sales sheet to parents' workplace, take it to church, go around the neighborhood with it. You may even consider scheduling a Saturday morning online blitz day and have every scout scheduled to send out emails to friends and family throughout the country asking for support and buying popcorn. But plan things on the calendar as focus points for the sale. As you move forward, a kickoff is going to be really important, whether it's a physical kickoff in person or it's going to be a virtual kickoff. You'll want to plan one to inform everybody how things are going to work. As a part of that kickoff, you're going to have to motivate your scouts. You're going to have to get them excited, give them something to look for, set their hopes on those big prizes and the fun of throwing pies in the faces of the leaders. You're going to have to inform the parents about the WIFM. What's in it for me? Why should the parents get involved in the popcorn sale? And make the kickoff fun. Make it something to remember. Make it a highlight of the scouting year that is really fun and the scouts look forward to year after year. Make sure you leverage the technology that's out there. Have every family log into the smartphone app. Make sure you've got enough credit card readers and swipers and Bluetooth readers to take credit cards. You'll want to schedule time to help your scouts and the parents harness the technology. You'll want to train them on their presentation, whether it's a typed out presentation or if it's going to be given orally. You want to help them find their voice and use the right words. And finally, you've got Trails End Facebook page and the Council Facebook page as a resource. The Trails End Facebook page has been up for more than a year. The Council Facebook page has been up for 3 days. But use it as a resource to talk to each other and find out what's going on and share good ideas. get your questions answered. When you do your kickoff, if it's a Zoom kickoff or it's in person, either way, you're going to want to talk about how you're going to use the money and what sales goals are. You're going to want to talk about how you can have $1,000 in sales with 8 hours worth of work. You want to tell people about the reward system and key dates for the sale. If you text the word app or you text the word kickoff to 62771, you can get free stuff. The 62771 number also has the ability to take other keywords for getting more things. Unit kickoff presentation, a link to the webinar registration portal, a link to the Trails End Facebook group, link to the Trails End app, quick start guide for scouts. There's lots of resources out there. But your best resource is right here. If you have questions, check in first with your district colonel and your district executive, and then you're welcome to go up the chain. You can reach out to me at popcorn@svmbc.org, the email, not the website. This is a typo. All right, let's take some more questions out there.
When the popcorn unit guidebook is going to be available online?
I'm going to finish that up on Monday, and I'll have it posted by Tuesday next week. I am waiting to finish it up to get through all of these Zoom kickoff meetings, because you guys come up with really good questions and you share good information back and forth, and I would like to include that.
Will you be sending out an email alerting us to the availability?
I tell you what, if I will email a copy directly to every person who has committed online using the unit commitment tracker.
Perfect.
Do you
Where
know?
are they willing to ship to? I'm sure within the US. Will they go outside the US?
It is just in the US. 2 nights ago, somebody asked about Canada, and the popcorn guy said, no, sorry, we don't do Canada. That shipping would be a whole lot different, and we're just not set up for that. But I believe they would do APO and UPO addresses, because that's a US postal system.
Do you know if the in-person popcorn is also the smaller 12-pack sizes? I guess that one isn't available, but is the in-person popcorn also the smaller sizes?
The in-person popcorn are these 7 items. Can you see that, Beth?
Yeah, I can see that, but I can't see the amounts of, like, how many ounces do you get? Is the jar, it costs 50% more, but is it the same amount of popcorn that we got last year?
That I don't know.
If a unit is going to do take order only, what would be, would they just make that on the final order date, by the final order due date?
You know, you could do take orders starting now and collect those orders, and that could be part of your show and sell order. So you have it for immediate distribution in September when it comes. There's no this year we are not having an open season for popcorn. If you're ready to start, go ahead and start. You can start doing online sales now and start collecting orders now. On the council website, I posted a PDF of the take order form. So feel free to print that out for as many of them as you want. Maybe print out one and laminate them. Laminate one per scout. That way you can wipe it down.
So is there any end date to the online sales?
Nope.
All year?
It goes all year. In fact, it's fun. I see online sales dribble in February and March and April.
But what or none of the online sales count towards the $1,500 in youth sales for the movie prizes then?
No, that's no, we do. We have a metaphorical line in the sand, which is like November 15th, November 20th. I can't remember what the day is, where we add up all of the online sales and in-person sales on that day to qualify for the $1,500. Because online goes year round, we just have to have a cutoff point so we can do the math.
Right, so that'll be mid-November sometime.
Yeah.
I have one question. If people buy from the play from online after the cutoff date, will we still get the some of the money to the troop?
Yes, you will still, the unit will still get commission, but I don't know about the scout reward points. That's a good question for me to ask.
But Steve, as last year, the online commissions 6 months later will come as they come, right?
Yeah, 6 months later, they tend to pay out quarterly after, well, no, that's not right. I get notice monthly after December 31st, I get notice monthly. And until between now and December, their stuff gets posted like within a week of the sale. There's a question from Glenn about 50% for Jamboree Scouts. And since the Jamboree has been postponed, I can't offer 50% for an event and I don't know when it is. So the Jamboree sale is kind of off, which is a bummer for me because my son was going to do that too. We've got a question about the leader portal URL, and that simply is trails-n.com. A URL link to the presentation file. That's at the council website, SVMBC, and then it's in resources/fundraising/popcorn.
I don't suppose we have any way to give feedback to Trails End themselves about issues with their websites. The specific two that I have are everywhere they show 73% goes to local scouting, but anything bought online only gives 63% to local scouting.
Yeah, the place to put that is the Trails End Facebook page because they monitor that thing every day.
Okay.
So Glenn asks a question: can we set up a troop account versus an individual? Oh, that's a Jamboree question. So we're kind of coming to the end. Last call, has everybody logged into the group chat to list your name and your unit, please? Are there any other questions out there? Edward, thank you for posting the link to the Popcorn webpage on the council website.
Steve, thank you. My apologies for calling you Bill. That's probably
A better model
not the
than a
worst
bill.
thing. Probably not the worst thing you've been called today.
No, it's not.
Thank you. I'm going to bid you adieu.
Thanks to all of you. Appreciate it.
I'll hang around for as long as people have got questions.
Is the council offering any specific guidance? Is it just as long as our city and county allow us to sell in front of stores, then we can sell in front of stores?
Yes. We would, if you're going to sell in front of a store, we request that it be a parent and a scout, just to limit the little biopod, and masks and gloves and lots of hand sanitizer. And if your unit can afford one of those Bluetooth credit card readers, that reduces people touching things.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye now.
Steve, could you show us the slide with the products again, please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
And Blaine, you want the products in hand here?
Yeah. Okay, so this is what we can sell storefront or door to door, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So salted caramel, okay, blazing hot, that's good. White cheddar, all right. It's too bad that they don't have the microwave popcorn for us anymore, because that was a really big seller for us.
I know, I love that.
Yeah. And then can we see the other slide for the what's online? There we are, okay.
So there's 2 slides of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is kind of a combination of all of this stuff. And these are the products that are guaranteed to be. There may be others that they swap in and out as trials.
Okay, great. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm checking out the Trails End app, and there's a tab for Storefront. And I believe last year, the app was a little bit different, but we were trying to use it to book the Storefront, time slots, appointments. Let the scouts sign up through that app, the time slots. Are we still going to let the scouts use the Trails End for that?
Yes. And Edward, are you in Polaris District?
Yes.
You ought to check in with Beth Leonard, because she is going to be scheduling all of the Safeway stores in Polaris.
Okay, with the Beth Leonard.
Beth, are you still on? I'll see that she gets in touch with you.
Okay, great. And then also the apps itself, Storefront, those, I guess, store hours and locations and time slots need to be entered into the Trails End backend somehow by somebody.
Yeah, so as you set up a store, so you're going to put in Safeway at 3560 Graham Hill Road, and then you don't have to put in the store hours, but you may want to put in the manager's name and phone number, and then you're going to put in all the shifts that you have to fill, like 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 1 and 3 to 5. And then those shifts are available for your scouts and parents to take.
Okay, and where do I enter those? Through the Trails End website, or?
Yeah, that's going to be in the leader portal.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to check that out then. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, thanks for coming. Have a good evening.
Too.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, good to see you, Blaine.
Good seeing you too. Wish it would be in person.
Hey, I'm running the Selena Scout shop every Tuesday. Come visit me.
All right. Bye now.
Bye now.